talk again. I want to go over what I know of myself, in more detail. I'm going to try to do better than what I've already done. I was pretty vague before. I'm going to try to keep it with what I know and not questionable memories. Said on Facebook, I don't remember anything before 1995, and that was an estimate. I'm told I'm born in 1993, October 16th. I remember in kindergarten, my name was Patrick Green, and I remember Jamie Skelton. We were picking out school clothes. And I said to her, well, my name is Patrick. Patrick sounds like a guy who would wear green. So I got a bunch of green clothes. And my last name became Green. And in the first grade, I think I was still called Patrick Green. My kindergarten teacher was Miss Hudson. I used to hug her a lot. I know I had a lot of substitute teachers. I'll try to go into more detail in kindergarten. What I know of kindergarten was learning the alphabet and learning how to count. It's not instruction of what needs to be taught, and just that in kindergarten. But that's what I remember. I remember drawing on my desk with shaving cream. That was a special occasion as a child. It was the whole class who got to draw on their desk with shaving cream. And then first grade, I think my name was still Patrick Green. And I don't remember much about it. Second grade, I think I got kind of confused. My mother introduced me to a man named Philip Farnsworth and told me he was my father. That's definitely a memory, and I wish I could cry about it. Another time when I could productively mourn, honestly. She introduced me to Philip Farnsworth and asked me what my name would be when I was in the second grade. It may have been the first grade. And she asked me what my name would be and gave me a dictionary of names with meanings, a book of Christian names. And I turned to a random page after I argued with Jamie that I want a boy name. According to foggy memories, I've been offended by homosexuals who are upset because I'm not gay. I want that known. I am not gay. Anyways. After arguing for a boy name, I turned to a random page in a Christian name dictionary, and my name turned to Jacob, with the nickname Jake. And my name became Jacob Farnsworth. And I got confused a lot. My first and second grade teacher will probably be able to tell you that I signed papers, both Patrick Green and Jacob Farnsworth, because of forgetfulness. I'm hesitant to say her name in case you attempt to hunt her down. I definitely don't want that to happen. Let's see, third grade. I'm still at the same school. It was Amherst Elementary, which I think I've seen is now run down and abandoned. I think I've seen it recently, within the past 5 years. It's now abandoned. Doesn't have to be. I think I've seen it that way. Third grade. I think I got better at remembering the name Jacob Farnsworth. Let's see, besides school, what's happened, what do I know of up until third grade, outside of school? I remember Jamie Skelton had a lot of friends. I'm hesitant to say their names. I also really want to. I'm hesitant to say their names because of who they are. I know they're alive today, and I'm not trying to get them in trouble or embarrass them. Anyways, I know Jamie Skelton had a lot of friends. Other than that, I know I enjoyed watching Hercules as a kid. I thought it was cool. I thought strength was cool. You know, being strong. And I've told you guys on Facebook my definition of strength. It's the ability to stop or resist something like temptation. The ability to not do something is considered strong by me. And I thought Hercules was cool. Let's see, the first house I remember. George Jefferson Drive, something like that. Apparently, according to Philip Farnsworth, it was bought by my grandfather. A man I believe was my grandfather named James Sprinkle, and he rented it out to Jamie Skelton, a woman known as Jamie Skelton today. That was before school. Jamie was a cleaner. That's what I was told. I actually believe she was a prostitute. It's unknown. I'm not trying to embarrass her. But she would go into houses to clean them, and she had a lot of men she called her boyfriends. It's an assumption, and I know she's beautiful, and they maybe were her boyfriends. Anyways, you're not encouraged to be hateful. But I'm not perfect, so. And I was always real bored. That's what I remember. Having to go to work with Jamie because we couldn't afford a babysitter or something. And then eventually we could, and there was 100 different babysitters. And they were all, you know, pretty women or pretty girls, you know, 18 years old or something. And I think after that, at some point, I lived in Virginia Beach with Jamie. Eventually, we moved into a duplex, which is basically one house cut in half, two different families living in each, or living in, you know, one of the halves. One family in each half. Let's see, a duplex. That's when I watched Hercules a lot. According to memory, Small Soldiers was new. It came out. I remember. I thought it was cool. Archer was cool. I liked Power Rangers. I liked Power Rangers. After the duplex, my memory is real real foggy. It's really unknown. See, after the duplex we eventually moved to Kenmore Road in Amherst, right outside of Lynchburg. We lived at 586 Kenmore Road. As far as I know, within the past 5 years, it's still there. There was a whole bunch of cars in the driveway. You know, I went to see the old house I lived in and my old school within the past 5 years. And then I started kindergarten at Amherst Elementary. Don't remember much at home. I know that friends were still around on Kenmore Road, but my mom, Jamie, didn't really want her two kids hanging out with her and her friends. She got real strict, real mean. Supposedly turned into a Christian, supposedly got right with God. Let's see. After that, let's see, fast forward to 3rd grade and then 4th grade. At the end of 4th grade year, or maybe the middle of it, I got real scared. It may have even been 5th grade. I got real scared. I became a germaphobe. I didn't want to die. You'd probably call it OCD. With the words I've said before, I think it was an attack by Jamie Skelton. For lack of a better word, I repented. But I had a hard time paying attention to what was in the Bible. And I know that what I'm saying perhaps is, you know, you've been taught in the Bible that a man who builds his house on sand and the rain and flood show up and the house on the sand went splat. I was very afraid. And it's easy to believe that I'm going to hell. And I'm offended. I'm offended that you run with those verses and assume I'm evil. I'm offended that you assume I'm damned already. Regardless. see. I definitely repented of my sins. I did my best to pay attention. And you read in the Bible, whoever has ears to hear, let them hear. Who are you to say I must not have ears? Who are you to say and believe that I'm damned? I don't want to live a sinful life and still go to heaven. You know, I want to be the man that God wants me to be. You read in the Bible today about faltering and trampling underfoot the Son of God or the Son of Man, and I don't believe it. I'm going to wrap up this statement. I'm going to wrap up these words with this statement. What good is a shepherd to perfect sheep? Let's see. 4th grade, it was pretty normal. Actually, I got in big trouble because of my grades. 3rd grade, I got my first C. I got a C+, and I was real scared about it on my report card. 4th grade, I started hiding 79 and below. If it was an 80 to 100, I brought it home to show Jamie. And my grades dropped. I think I got a D or something. Or all the papers that I had hidden in my desk were brought home, and I got in trouble. I was grounded. What you would know as to be grounded. I was put on restriction for 9 weeks, which is when you lay in a bed for 9 weeks. It was abuse. I'm offended again. For 9 weeks as a kid in the 4th grade because I got bad grades. Regardless, that's not the only abuse. It's not the only abuse. Let's see. Fifth grade, I was scared again. And then middle school, I was in trouble all the time. I was always isolated. That much I know. Which Jamie Skelton today will blame on some sort of danger. She's a liar. I'm offended. She is a liar. I was led astray by Jamie Skelton. Let's see. I had two little brothers along this time. One named Sonny, nicknamed Sonny. His real name was Dwight III. And another brother named Samuel. I had a sister named Megan. Throughout this time, Jamie Skelton met a man named Dwight Skelton, and that's why I call her Jamie Skelton. Before that marriage, she was still Jamie Farnsworth. Megan is older than me. Sonny and Samuel are younger than me. About this time, Philip and Joy, my stepmother. Joy is my stepmother. Philip, I believe to be my father. They both had a daughter named Ella. She's a little younger than Samuel. Let's see. I keep getting off track. Mom and Dad were divorced. Mom got custody. That's Philip and Jamie, are Dad and Mom. Philip was allowed to pick up me and Megan every other weekend. I was emotionally abused, still left alone. I worried so much about Philip, my father, and his safety. I worried so much about it. Let's see, then 6th grade, I keep saying let's see, I'm actually trying not to say let's see. And then 6th grade, which was middle school. This is what I know to be true. It's what I, Jacob Farnsworth, know to be true. I'm having strange memories, no doubt. 6th grade, middle school, things like fundraisers, lockers, wanting a girlfriend. My first sin that I was aware of was a cuss word. It was the first deliberate disobedience